Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is August 3rd, 2025, and Barcelona's third kit has been leaked. Also, I'm going to tell you about Barcelona's plans to register the five remaining players who remain unregistered. And finally, I'm also going to tell you about what is the plan for Roony Bardghji and where he currently sits as far as the first team. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm still away from home. Of course, I am currently visiting my family. This is why I'm bringing you this short live stream in order to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news. This is not a podcast, so I will not be addressing the comment section. Again, this is just to keep you up to date on our beloved club, FC Barcelona, as I am currently away from home. Now, I will be home tomorrow. I will be back home tomorrow. So, of course, tomorrow, your regularly scheduled podcast at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Having said all that, let's dive right into the news because, ladies and gentlemen, the third kit for the 2025-2026 season has been leaked. Now, as you know by now, Barcelona have already officially released the home kit and the away kit, and these are the images of what the third kit should look like. Like, you know, with that orange, or I guess it's more of a salmon color, and the blue. I actually do like the color combination. I'm not one to wear that colors, you know, that orange or the salmon color, but I do like it with the blue. I like the fact that they moved the crest to the middle, right above the Spotify logo, and then you have the Nike swoosh that has been pushed a little bit more up. The only thing I don't like is that little borders, that the blue borders around the chest. I think if the jersey or if the kit didn't have that, I think it would look much better. On the back, of course, we do have the blue right by the shoulders. That's where the player's name is going to be. The player's name is going to be over the blue section. And again, if it didn't have that little border towards the bottom, I think the kit would look much better. But of course, I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. What do you think about Barcelona's home kit? Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know in the chat section or in the comment section once this video ends. Now, we don't still know when the third kit will be officially released, but we do know that this is the final version. So that's how the third kit will look like. And honestly, out of the three kits, my favorite is for sure the away kit, the Kobe, what's called? Oh my God, why can't I think of the word? The collaboration. I don't know why I couldn't think of collaboration. I kept thinking combination, but no, it's not combination, it's collaboration. I think the away kit for me is my favorite. I already bought it. But of course, if you guys want me to raffle any of these three kits, let me know in the comment section and I will do so. And I'll be more than happy to do so. All right, on to the next bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to talk about the registration of players, because right now there are 5 players who are not registered. You might say, Mo, who are the 5 players? We only made 3 signings. Okay, well, let me tell you. Of course, it's Joan Garcia, Roony Bardghji, and Marcus Rashford, the 3 Barcelona signings. Also, Wojciech Szczesny, because remember, his contract actually expired on June 30th, and then he signed a contract extension, but that technically counts as a new contract because he had already become a free agent. So Wojciech Szczesny is the 4th one, and then the 5th one is Gerard Martin, because last season Gerard Martin was a Barca Athletic player. Now he's going to be a first-team player, so they have to register him as a first-team player. So right now there are 5 players who are not registered. Now, what's the plan to register these 5 players? Well, it's reported that the club are planning to register all 5 players before the Joan Gamper Trophy. Now, as you know, Barcelona will play the Joan Gamper Trophy match on August 10th against Como. And again, the plan is to register all 5 of them before that Joan Gamper Trophy match. Now, you might say, Mo, how is Barcelona planning to do this? Well, Barcelona are counting on 2 things to be able to register all 5 players. Number 1 is the VIP seats deal. As you know, Barcelona sold rights to VIP seats at the Spotify Camp Nou for 100 million euros at the end of December. La Liga did not count those 100 million euros because the auditor that Barcelona hired said you can't count that as revenue because the seats are not built yet. The seats are now built. So Barcelona are now expecting their auditor to issue a new report saying, yes, you can count the 100 million euros as revenue because the seats are now built. Barcelona will turn that over to La Liga. And alongside the 44 million euros that Barcelona just made from their sponsorship with the Democratic Republic of Congo, they expect that that should be enough to register all 5 players. Again, Joan Garcia, Roony Bardghji, Marcus Rashford, Wojciech Szczesny, and Gerard Martin before the Joan Gamper Trophy match. Now, who's going to be the first player that they're going to register? They want to register Joan Garcia through the injury of Mark ter Stegen, which, of course, it is a contradiction of what John Laporta told us yesterday, but I'm going to address that in the next video because we're going to be talking about what's the plan as far as register Joan Garcia and what's happening with Mark ter Stegen. Now, one player who's not worried about his registration is Marcus Rashford because he has given an interview now that he's in Asia with the team, and this is what the newest Barcelona signing had to say. And of course, I will make it bigger. I think it's something the club needs to resolve, and I'm confident it will happen. I'm focused on training and being ready for the start of the season. So Rashford, not worried about registration. He believes that, the club will be able to do it. Now, of course, he's only focused on the start of the season. And of course, I've seen some people take this as like, oh, that's a dig from Marcus Rashford at Nico Williams because Nico Williams was concerned about. I don't think there's anything to it. He was simply asked about his registration, said, I'm not worried about the club's going to handle it. I don't think that's a dig at Nico. I don't think, he just insulted Nico's mama. Like, let's chill with always trying to overread in between the line. Like, yes, sure, reading between the lines is important, but let's not overdo it. I don't think there's any digs here. He's just simply saying that he trusts that the club will be able to register before the beginning of the season. Now, Marcus Rashford was asked about the goals for this upcoming season, and this is what he had to say. Everyone wants to win the Champions League. Last year was fantastic, and now we have to try to recreate and improve on it by winning it. He was also asked about his teammates, about the locker room, and he said, there are a lot of great players here, but I knew that before I came. The quality is very high, and the intensity too. And that's what we need to maintain throughout the season. So Marcus Rashford looking forward to winning the Champions League. He says everybody in the locker room is focused on that trophy, of course, because that's the one that eluded us last season. We won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup. We made it all the way to the semifinals of the Champions League. We weren't able to win it. It seems that now the whole locker room is just obsessed with winning the Champions League. And Marcus Rashford, of course, wants to do that with the team. And it says the key to it is, of course, maintaining the intensity because the quality is there, right? We have some of the best players in the world. Well, one of the best squads in the world. So the key will be to maintain the intensity. And I think with how much deeper our bench is, hopefully we will be. And I think we will have a good shot at winning the Champions League. Of course, whether we win it or not, that's a whole nother story. But I do think we have a good shot at winning the Champions League this season. Now, on to the next bit of news, because we do have to talk about Roony Bardghji. Speaking of course, Barcelona's new signings, because it seems that Roony Bardghji is impressing Flick and his staff. We already knew that he had impressed during the first week of the preseason at the Ciudad Esportiva when he arrived and started training with the team at the Ciudad Esportiva. He had already impressed Flick, his coaches, and even his teammates. Now, Roony Bardghji has continued to impress during the preseason tour, whether it be at the trainings or during matches against Vissel Kobe, against FC Seoul. And of course, we do have the upcoming match tomorrow against Daegu FC. And it's reported that he's impressing so much that for now, Hansi Flick sees Roony Bardghji as someone that will stay with the first team. Because remember, when Barcelona signed him, I told you he's a Barca Athletic signing, and he is a Barca Athletic signing. He's registered, or he's going to be registered as a Barca Athletic signing. But of course, the question was going to be what was going to happen, and that all depended on the preseason. There were 3 options: either Roony Bardghji impressed and stayed with the first team, or 2, he wouldn't impress, and then he would get sent back down to Barca Athletic and maybe still train with the first team. And then the third option would be maybe send him out on loan so he can continue developing and then bring him back next summer. Well, it seems that so far, Roony Bardghji has impressed so much during training and during matches that for now, Hansi Flick is considering keeping him on a first team, even though he is a Barca Athletic player. So definitely good news. I'm honestly not surprised. I've really liked what I've seen from Roony Bardghji so far. I like the way he moves, the way he positions himself. I mean, you definitely see that there's something there, something special. You see a lot of flashes of brilliance. So I'm not surprised whatsoever that Roony Bardghji is impressing Flick and that he is right now winning a spot on the first team. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I'm going live in a few more moments because there is a lot more news to cover. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. As always, Viscas.